What's up? I just wanted to holler at you guys. I have been underwater for the last like 2 weeks. I finally signed up for a gym and I went to the gym and I got home and realized that I went for groceries on like, I don't know, Thursday and that I hadn't even opened the soap that was in the groceries and it's definitely Monday. So I don't know. I think I'm slipping and tripping, but yeah, it was not bad really. Not a bad few days. It was productive at work and joining the gym and just fixing a bunch of shit for different family and yeah, it's not bad at all. But yeah, I actually so I used to work at this Ford dealership and there was this girl that worked at the Ford dealership and she was married and I used to holler at her all the time. She would come up and walk up to the shop where I worked and just come and sit down and bullshit and just tell me all about, I don't know, like her problems for real, her life and her marriage and just all kinds of shit. I have no idea. It was just one day that we were talking to each other. I was like filling some brake clean or something next to this drum. I can remember it pretty vividly, and I straight up asked her for a Xanax because I was just so much shit was going on in my life, and I was like, I bet this bitch has got a Xanax, and I was like, do you have a Xanax? And she was like, why would you ask me that? And I was like, cause I'm fucking tripping right now. Like I've been angry all day, and my heart is like going way too fast. I'm about to straight leave, and she was like, yeah, but this shit's hella addictive. I'm like, I already know. I'm not fitting to abuse it. So she gave me one, and then she was just like, she just kind of stayed there, after she handed it to me. And I was like, come over here and walk over here with me to my box. What have you been up to? 'Cause she was the manager of a quick lane that was associated with the dealership that I was at. Haley, right? Fuck, man, I'm talking about every bit of like 34 double D, fat, fat ass and dressed well, dressed nice every day, smelled good. Matter of fact, I asked her about what never mind. Yeah. So anyways, she was married, right? And had two kids. So nothing really ever came of it because I was with the chick at the time. So we just kind of, hung out a little bit, got some drinks after work, and, just generally kicked it. And after this breakup, I was just. I went over here to this party. I literally drove by some random dude's property, and he had a bunch of old cars. He had like a Ford Galaxy 500, like one of the really old ones. And I love those cars. So I just stopped and I was like, man, is that a Galaxy 500? And he was like, yeah. I was like, I fucking love those cars. Da da da. Talked to him for like an hour about all the shit that's wrong with the world. And then, of course, he was a boomer and was like, oh, it's not that bad. I got $600,000 and all. I'm just like, of course you fucking do, dude. You bought your house for 50 grand and it's worth 300,000. Like, don't even talk to me about finances and fucking real estate because I'll get fucking mad and bite you on your head or something. And, but he was like, come back for a beer later. There'll be a bunch of people here. So I come back later and I'm just walking around. I grab like one beer and I'm just holding it, walking around, talking to people, uh, mainly the older ladies that were there. And, boom, I see this dude and I'm like, man, this guy looks super familiar. And I just walk up, I'm like, man, I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from? And he goes, oh yeah, you know me from the Ford dealership. I'm the finance manager. I'm like, oh yeah, like I worked on your car. And he goes, yep. It's like, how's it running? He's like, oh, it's going good. I'm like, ah, sweet. I'm glad it held up for you. So we get to talking, and boom, brings up Haley, brings up this girl, and I'm like, damn, da 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 da. So I get to talking shit. I'm like, man, she was fucking hot, dude. Like, can't believe I missed the opportunity, which I'm glad I did because I was in a relationship and it would have been a scumbag move. Like, I'm proud of myself, but at the same time, I'm like, man, that would have been nice. So, holler at him, whatever. Party breaks up, go home, wake up the next day, which was like 2, 3 days ago, and boom, I got this message on my phone from a number that is not saved going, hey, what's up? I heard you were fucking talking about my fat ass. And I'm like, man, who the fuck? I'm like, who is this? She goes, it's fucking Haley. I'm like, oh shit, what's up? So just been talking to her and kicking it and talking mad shit. Like, I'm gonna see what I can pull off with this one, but she's getting divorced. She's like, either it's done or it's about to be done or whatever else. But yeah, I'm gonna swoop in there and fuck the shit out of her and then leave. But anyways, I just figured I'd say hey to you guys. What should I do? What should I do on here? Like, what do you guys want? What do you guys need? I bought a multimeter. Like, the multimeters that I have are super expensive. They're all like $400 or $500. But I bought one that you can get at like Home Depot. That's probably like $40. And what I was gonna do was do basically like a top down view of the multimeter and like a pad of paper while I explain the different functions and then explain different problems that you can have with certain components of vehicles or certain systems, and then show you how to test those components and systems. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Because I could definitely do that. And I mean, it sounds stupid, but literally electrical is one of those things that, especially at dealerships, like, dealerships can find plenty of guys that can change parts, or if the part that needs changed is known, or there's a TSB, or there's something obvious that's the part that needs changed, they can find plenty of those guys. Like, those aren't the indispensable guys, not really. I mean, if you show up every day on time and all that shit, then yeah, that's an indispensable parts changer. But what I'm talking about is being able to roll in like 30, 45 minutes late every day and still beat time and get all the tough shit to where people like and respect you because you fix the shit that other people can't fix. You know what I mean? Like, anybody can jump in a car and hear the like the grinding noise of a wheel bearing and then jerk the wheel to load each side and see which one it is, whether it's left or right and then front or back. I mean, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about real difficult, like, chafed wiring harnesses and broken wires, high resistances and contacts, just like shit that you give it to most technicians and it's not getting fixed. And a ton of these cars are out here. Like, there's a ton of these vehicles. I see them all the time. I probably get 2 a day where matter of fact, I started my day. I left one on the rack Friday that was butchered, absolutely just butchered by some other technician, and never fixed the problem. He never even fixed the problem, which you can butcher a car and still fix the problem, but he butchered it and didn't fix the problem. So it's like, I literally spent probably 3 hours just returning all the wiring back to factory, taking all of his splices and all of his BS out and returning it to the actual, factory wiring and wiring diagram to where it follows with the service information. Because you can't, if somebody's gone and done some custom shit, you can't diagnose it using the service information or the wiring diagrams that are provided by the manufacturer anymore. So while it is still possible and it could still be done, it's better to return it back to factory so that when you're writing down all the stuff that you've tested, point A to point B on pin 7 to 19 on X152 to X185 or whatever it is. That way that's actually where it goes, and he didn't splice in some connection to another, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know.